Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, I want to talk about the market of reprints and some collector boxes that are starting to trend up. The big reason I want to talk about this is because we are about a month away from what I look at in the year as the biggest sales date of TCGs, and that is like the TCG Player Black Friday sale. The TCG Player Black Friday sale produces so much extra demand for products that I think this time of year, about a month before that, is a good time to start looking at things and start saying, hey, what should I buy before we get to that? A lot of you guys will be buying stuff on the TCG Player Black Friday sale. I think you'll get like 10% back. There's an affiliate link in the description of my videos. If you use TCG Player, that helps out the channel, helps out the store. But at the end of the day, what happens is that the prices become inflated after the TCG Player Black Friday sale. So the better time to buy is actually to look at the market around this time of year, when maybe stores are starting to think about that. Maybe they're starting to list some extra inventory. And right now we actually have this really interesting timeline where we're seeing a large reprint of some of the most in-demand boxes of Magic's history. Final Fantasy just got a big reprint. It should be at distros this week or next week, and it's a pretty good sized reprint. And then Tarkir Dragonstorm, and Final Fantasy, #1 selling Magic the Gathering set of all time. The boxes, they were sitting at $260 just 2 weeks ago. Today already, even before a lot of distros have shipped out the product, it's sitting at $195. So that's a pretty significant discount already. Now, I think as stores receive that product, you may see that price trend a little bit further down. But when you get to the demand of a Black Friday sale with the #1 product of Magic the Gathering ever printed, you're going to see that price trickle back up. So I think this window for Final Fantasy Play Booster boxes is a pretty good opportunity if you were looking to pick those things up, whether that be for like a sealed collection or just to crack it. I'm not sure what the EV is on that set, but I would imagine it's decent. The demand for the singles has been pretty high. And then Tarkir Play, again, a Magic set that's not, you're not going to never be able to get it again. It's going to get reprinted. It's going to be an opportunity. There's going to be more opportunities down the road to get it. But if you're looking to have some fun with your friends this summer, or this winter, and hang out and play a Dragon Draft Tarkir Dragonstorm, this is a great opportunity to pick those up. And then the last one is Tarkir Commander, another set that has had a ton of interest, a ton of demand. We can't keep Tarkir in our local store. Any of the time we have the Commander decks, they sell out. It's like a crazy popular. There's 5 decks. They're all really cool. And at the end of the day, there's a reprint on that right now before we get to, again, that increase in demand on the Black Friday sale. And so this is just like a philosophy. When everybody else is buying, you shouldn't buy. Like, I don't understand why we all wait for like a 10% back when, if you watch the trend, the prices are probably like 10% lower a couple weeks before. And at the end of the day too, what happens is that there's an influx. It works both ways. So stores list more product because we anticipate the demand, and then the demand increases. But when stores list more product, there's this little window of time where you can actually get better deals a couple days before Black Friday sale than you would with the 10% back on Black Friday. So just keep that in mind. The other thing I was looking up is a couple collector boxes that I'm not going to say they have bottomed out, but there was a dip, and now they are back on their way, kind of going back up. So what that implies is that there has been a large sum of purchases at that floor, and now people are starting to think that they're going back up. And they're, again, sets that, for the most part, people really, really like. I think we'll see another increase in demand on the Black Friday sale. So this may be a good opportunity to pick them up. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm just sharing with you some of the data that I've seen. You're going to hate the first one. Everyone hates the first one. Spider-Man collector booster boxes hit that floor of like 400 to 410. and they have started to go back up. They're at like 450 right now, or 440 right now. So they're starting to go back up. I think that this is a really interesting set. If you look at the timelines of all these things, it will have been like one of the most recent Magic the Gathering sets come Black Friday. So even though it wasn't super well received, I think when you start looking at people who are interested in Magic and want to spend money on those sales and that kind of thing, you're going to see an increase in demand in that set, just because it's a set that just recently came out. And I think there was a huge dump of product, and now you're starting to see that panic kind of go back into the thing. So anyway, Spider-Man collector booster boxes, I'm not telling you to buy them. I bought a bunch when they were around the 500 price point. I think those are going to gradually, with that Soulstone, it's still like $25,000. I mean, it's crazy. $25,000-$30,000 pull is crazy. The other one is Final Fantasy collector boxes. Again, hit a little floor at like 1,100, and they're right back up to 1,200. I mean, they're right back up there. Another set, right? The number one selling Magic the Gathering set of all time. You start thinking about, what are people going to ask for Christmas? What do you I don't know who's getting that for a Christmas present. Seems like a little bit of an expensive Christmas present to me. But what are people going to start thinking about for Christmas presents, for their spouses, for whatever? And that's going to be a set that I think a lot of people are interested in. I'm not sure if the biggest factor for any of those boxes over 1K is that the number of people who want to spend that amount of money drastically decreases. But then you start getting into like the holiday season and all of that idea, and you increase the demand just because people justify it in a different way. And so Final Fantasy collector boosters, those are ones that I'm looking at, I'm keeping an eye on, just as something that I think might start, I'm not buying them. I've got, my own supply of Final Fantasy collector boosters. I'm not buying them, but I'm looking at it out of interest to see, can this booster box, I have a theory that this booster box will be the only booster box that will ever be able to rival the Lord of the Rings special collector box. It has everything going perfectly for it as a Magic the Gathering set. It feels like a Magic set, so the Magic the Gathering players, I think, have accepted Final Fantasy in the infant structure of Magic the Gathering. Final Fantasy, a huge, IP, and a lot of collectors, a lot of people who love it. A lot of the big streamers really like that one. But then the big thing is that there was no extreme negativity at the beginning of the set. It just kind of was accepted and has just kind of followed this trajectory of upticks over the past couple months. So Final Fantasy collector box is something that's definitely on my radar, as again, Black Friday, you get 10% back. I think there is a cap on the 10%, but still, you get some money back, and it makes the box a little cheaper. Supply dries up, and then where is the supply? With all these collector boxes, there is no more supply. There's just no more boxes. It's not like the first part of this video where it was reprints and things coming down off the top. We're seeing this with Pokemon right now. The second wave of Mega Evolutions came out. Everyone's like, oh, the price is tanking. Well, yeah, the supply doubled overnight. The supply on TCG Player doubled. That stuff's going to get all eaten up before Black Friday. This is by far the best time to buy Mega Evolutions, the first set. Everything's going to get eaten up before Black Friday. Black Friday sale is going to cause Mega Evolutions to be very, very expensive. But this isn't a Pokemon video. The last collector box I have really had an eye on is Bloomburrow. Wilds of Eldraine, I think, got a little out of hand. Bloomburrow has those gold foils. And I just think, maybe this is just my community, but everybody just loves the cute artwork of Bloomburrow. There's some really good reprints in the set. And then you have those gold foils that have they're different art, they're unique art. There's just a lot going for Bloomburrow. And you can see, again, the dip. I mean, it was like almost $1,000 box. I'm pretty sure there was a couple sales at $1,000. There's a dip now at it dipped down to like 700 or 650 or something like that. And now it's going back up. And I'm saying it's going right back up right before we have this influx of demand for the product with the Black Friday sale. I just think Bloomburrow, another set that is going to be sitting pretty and is a set that people will want to have because of their feelings towards the set. It was a fun draft experience. It was a fun limited experience. People enjoy the Commander precons. And so when you start talking to collectors, people who put stuff on their shelf, people who collect stuff, and they want to have a good experience with the things they put on the shelf. I don't really care for Infinity. I have one on my shelf, right? But I don't really care for Infinity. Actually, Infinity has a great memory of me cracking open a metric ton of boxes to try to get the Shocklands. But I don't particularly care about that set. But Bloomburrow, I have a great history with. I love that set. And so I'm excited to display that on a wall. And a lot of people feel the same way. And that's where a collector starts thinking about those things, not just the expected value or that kind of stuff or the potential return, but the excitement of putting something on their shelf based on the experiences they had with those things. So gearing up for the Black Friday sale, those are a few things that are on my radar, things I'm looking at. Singles wise, there's a whole nother element of this where you could start looking at singles. I don't really follow that side as much. Simply put, that the amount of secret layers, the amount of reprints happening in the special slots, I just think it makes it much more risky. But the sealed product, that's something I'm definitely looking at. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.